Hello guys, my name's Colin and this is Colin Talks Crypto. In this episode, we're going to talk about Bitcoin's bull run and the ever-increasing higher highs and higher lows. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. So I made a couple of charts here just to show how I'm looking at the Bitcoin bull run currently, where we stand, and where we look like we're headed. TradingView.com has a real simple explanation of trend analysis, and they say, trend analysis is arguably the most important area of technical analysis and is key to determining the overall direction of a security. Trends are based on the principle of higher highs, higher lows for an uptrend, and lower highs, lower lows for a downtrend. And I want to focus our attention on the time since the March crash, when the price of Bitcoin went from roughly $9,000 down to about $3,300. So we're going to zoom in on that period here. Now, you'll notice there's a clear channel that the price of Bitcoin has been following since March. It has not deviated or broken from this channel once. And that channel is comprised of lows and high points. And you'll notice that there's a pattern. There's actually a pattern of higher lows every time the price goes up. It may correct, but it corrects down to a higher low. And conversely, we have higher highs. Every time the price is peaking out, reaching a new peak, we are experiencing a higher high price than previously reached before. And that is what comprises the higher highs, the higher lows that make up this channel that we've been in since March of 2020. So that is 6 months that we have been in this price channel, guys. That is a very long time to have support and resistance in this range. So I understand that it could be a little terrifying when we dropped from $12,000 and the hopes of going higher all the way back down to $10,000, which we feel like we've been in forever. But to be honest, you can see that we clearly have a new floor here, whereas before we were bouncing around the $9,000 floor. So we're taking our gains in stride here and we're looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is showing me that we are heading up and we are not slowing down. And I think that once we finish correcting out where we're at now, we may dip a little bit, but we're going to shoot to a new higher high. We'll probably hit 15,000 in the coming few months from now, and then we'll correct back down to a new higher low, probably like 11,000 or 12,000, and the pattern will continue. But every time this pattern moves forward, we're getting closer and closer to the new peak. And due to the exponential nature of the Bitcoin bull run, we're going to see more and more money flowing into the space, and those gains are going to become larger and larger. So we're not going to just go from a low of 9,000 to a higher low of 10,000. We're going to go from the current low of 10,000 to a new low of 12,000, then a new low of 15,000, then a new low of 18,000, and we're going to break 20,000, and soon we're never going to look back to these lows that we've seen currently. So that's how I see it playing out. That is why I'm very excited, and that's why I continue to hold. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day drops and the price volatility, but when you really step back, which I really encourage you guys to all do, it becomes clear that we are on a definite channel here and a definite upward trend. Anyone who says that we're going to hit like $8,000 or $5,000 or some of these ridiculous price quotes I've seen, I think just doesn't get what's happening here. We have been waiting for about 2.5, 3 years since the last bull run peak in December of 2017, January 2018. And all that energy stored up is not sitting there waiting for us to drop to new lower lows. And that combined with the fact that we have a 4-year halving cycle, which reduces the issuance of the Bitcoin supply every 4 years, portends that we're going to see the market try to continually catch up with the fact that there is a supply reduction in Bitcoin. So guys, I'm very bullish. Colin Talks Crypto has a bull in the logo for a reason. I'm bullish on crypto, but not just because I say it, because the chart truly shows it to me. And lastly, let's just touch upon some DeFi here. And I want to take a quick look at DeFi Pulse and just look at some of the decentralized finance that is occurring in the blockchain space. Now, we peaked out on September 1st at around $9.6 billion locked up, assets locked up in the decentralized finance space. Now, the thing to note here is that, sure, we took a little correction here. We're down to 6.1 billion. But the further that you zoom out on this chart, the more you can see the sheer steepness of this climb. And so it's understandable that we're going to have some corrections corrections along the way. But I do not think that based on the sheer market hype, the sheer adoption of DeFi, that it's going away or that it's going to crash to zero. I think that this is, like I said, it's a correction on the way to much higher highs. And it's really remarkable to note that we went from $1.1 billion USD in June 13th all the way to $9.6 billion in September 1st. So this is climbing like wildfire. And again, I think that this is the catalyst and part of the bull run that we are in, and it's not slowing down. I bet you we're going to see like $500 billion by the end of the bull run, maybe more. It's going to be tremendous. And I found a site I want to share with you guys. It's an EOS DeFi site. A lot of these decentralized finance sites like DeFi Pulse don't really take into account things like EOS, but EOS has a decentralized finance ecosystem of its own, and it has been climbing. And as you can see here, we had only $500,000 on July 27th. That's like nothing, right? Well, we've climbed, and we actually just recently hit $175 million locked up in EOS DeFi. A pretty huge climb in a rapid amount of time, and I do like to rhyme. And another thing I want to point out is that when we did peak out around $9.6 billion USD on September 1st in the DeFi space, and we've now corrected down to $6.1 billion, that is a time period of about 10 days. Now let's look at the similar time period on EOS. September 1st was right about here, and we had $54 million locked up. But you'll notice an inverted graph compared to the previous graph. The EOS DeFi graph does not crash on September 1st. It climbs rapidly and incredibly 10 days later to $131 million. So it's interesting to note that the EOS DeFi space here has climbed tremendously, whereas the DeFi space, mostly including Ethereum, has dropped. And I think that that could be largely in part to the higher fees present on the Ethereum ecosystem. So it will be very interesting and exciting to watch as we are really still in the beginning stages of this bull run. We have about a year to go. I think that by the end of 2021 is when we're going to see the final peaks for both Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, as well as DeFi. And so we have an enormous amount of money that is still yet to flow into the DeFi space. But if Ethereum's fees are prohibitive, we have $40 fees or $50 fees or higher for doing these advanced executions on DeFi smart contracts with Ethereum. Well, where's all that volume? Where's all those users going to go if they want to have a good user experience? If they don't want to have money just throwing out the window on DeFi, they can come to platforms such as EOS. And I think that that's what this chart is showing. So it's going to be very exciting. I do think that Ethereum is going to continue to rise to tremendous heights as far as DeFi goes, but I think that EOS and some of these other high-performance blockchains, and to be fair, let's call them out, it could be anything from Tron to Tezos to Cardano, assuming it gets its features in place. And I think that a lot of the DeFi space will begin to move to these other blockchains that can handle the volume. Because at the end of the day, we need sub-second latencies, which is something that EOS offers, and we need sub-penny transactions. Doing $40 transactions or even a $5 transaction or even a $1 transaction on DeFi is really, really ridiculous when it comes to the internet of money. And so like Vitalik said in 2013, 5 cents per transaction for the internet of money is pretty ridiculous. All right, guys, that's what I want to leave you with today. DeFi is exploding, and it's exploding into the direction of all of these blockchains, not just Ethereum. I keep a percentage of my portfolio in Ethereum. I also keep a percentage of my portfolio in EOS, and I keep a percentage of my portfolio in the grandfather Bitcoin. And I think that that's really a smart thing to do. But guys, from what I see, this bull run is not slowing down. It's very exciting, and we're heading up. So keep your eyes on the prize. And by the way, I have a couple of music videos. I've actually been busy in the studio recording new songs, new hip hop rap songs about cryptocurrency. I've got 2 new songs completed already and 2 new music videos completed, all completed, said and done. So I'm just looking at when's a good time to release these. I want to release them when it's really exciting in the crypto space, maybe when we're on our way up to that $20,000 Bitcoin price. Have a great day.